Had to unmute myself there as I switch cameras. So I've got a Eagle Rare store pick. This is from our friends over at Red Dog Wine and Spirits in Franklin, Tennessee. I love Eagle Rare picks, so I'm really excited about trying this one. Just picked it up, haven't had it yet. Then I also have from our buddy Eric a Hershey's Porter, which is from Yuengling. He's from Pennsylvania, so he sent that over. So I'm looking forward to trying it. I don't normally do beer, but might as well give it a shot tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and pour these up. I think I'll do the Eagle Rare first since it is a bourbon. Get to that right away, and we'll see how it goes. But you can also put your comments in the chat on YouTube, and I will try to get to them. I'll have to look away every once in a while, and there we go. Kevin, can you hear me now? I should be coming in loud and clear. See how this goes. So I'm going to pour that up. And I'm going to drink it. So back here with you guys. Kevin said he couldn't hear me, but I hope that is remedied. I'm looking at all my settings, and I should be coming in loud and clear. So this is, like I said, Eagle Rare store pick from Red Dog Wine and Spirits in Franklin, Tennessee. We love these guys. They do a lot of good stuff. They do a lot of good picks, and you know I like Eagle Rare picks. So I'm going to get right to it and see what I think. I'm going to check down here, see if everything, I'm all good, Kevin says, so I'll go to it. I'm going to go ahead and pour this up. Right on the nose, get a lot of cherry, a lot of really like traditional Eagle Rare flavoring and aroma. We did an Eagle Rare pick for Special Forces Foundation with the podcast. That's really good, one of the best I've ever had. It's a mash bill 2. I think this is probably a mash bill 1 because that's the standard. And it smells very much like a traditional Eagle Rare. But I'm telling you, the nose on it, a lot of aroma up front, which is good. Sometimes you, or at least I get concerned with some 90 proof whiskey, especially a single barrel, that maybe the nose isn't as pronounced as you might want it to be. This is definitely a lot of cherry, and very like robust smelling. So it's very good. It doesn't have a light or dainty nose to it, which makes me happy. So nosed it a few times. I'm going to hop in, check it out. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at as well. There it is, the Eagle Rare from Red Dog, 90 proof out of Buffalo Trace Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. So, like I said, on the palate, it has really good caramel vanilla up front. It's a 10-year bourbon. The cherries in there, a little bit of leather on the finish, not over tannic. You definitely can tell it's 10 years old. Like, it's got the maturity, but it's not in your face. It's not aggressive with the oak, which I think 10 to 12 years is kind of a sweet spot. If you want a more mature bourbon, it's when it starts to mellow a little bit from the wood. It doesn't have as aggressive alcohol in your face, but at the same time, you're still starting to get some of those more mature notes from it being in the wood for 10 years, for a full decade. It's sitting in there. So it is a single barrel. I should have poured up the Special Forces Foundation pick next to it and done a side-by-side, but I definitely think that this is Mash Bill 1. That is the traditional Eagle Rare Mash Bill. It's the same as Buffalo Trace and E.H. Taylor. All those are traditionally Mash Bill 1 bourbons out of Buffalo Trace, but we had one of the anomalies when we did our pick. There were 2 barrels that were Mash Bill 2. We got to pick those up, and it was really good. So I'm excited about it. Kevin and Ian, I know, are watching. Got a few other people watching. So go ahead. If you aren't a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you jump in and hang out with us whenever I go live or whenever we post a show or things like that. But if you aren't familiar with us, go to thepodcast.com. That's where our podcast is, me and my buddy, The Grease. We call it Whiskey-tainment, and we like to hang out, have a good time, and talk about whiskey and other life happenings as it goes. But it's really good. I like it. I'm not upset that I picked that out. I got 2 bottles. I think they're releasing some if you're in the area this week. They held some back for their bourbon club, and they let some go to the public, but I think they still have a few cases. I'd pick it up if you've never had an Eagle Rare store pick. It's a good opportunity. The flavor on it's really good. I really like that. But I would say the one factor that I'm not the biggest fan of is the finish on that one. It's a little lacking. I think it falls off pretty quickly. It doesn't stick to the sides of your mouth, to your tongue. Part of that is, it is a 90 proof bourbon, but also 90 proof bourbon doesn't have to fall flat. So it's not bad at all. It's $35, I think, retail right at the shop. Worth every penny of that. You're going to get a good bourbon. You're going to like it. But there are Eagle Rare store picks I've had that are better than this, and I've had some that I like less than this. This one is a very good standard offering for a store pick. So I'm now going to go to back to my screen here. I'm going to show you. This is something sent to us by our buddy Eric in Pennsylvania. So he sent us a Yuengling Hershey's chocolate porter. He's from Pennsylvania, and like I said, I don't normally do beer, but I thought it's the holiday season, might be a good thing to go for. So I'm going to open that, pour it up, and I'm going to pour that on camera so you guys can mock my beer pouring skills, and we're going to see how it is. So hopefully y'all could hear that nice bottle open sound. Try to angle this right. There we go. So like I said, it has this fun label. It says Hershey's chocolate porter with natural flavors, but it does have a 21 plus to enjoy, probably because of the labeling laws, because it is a Hershey's chocolate does appeal to children, and they had to give you that disclaimer. So I'm going to go to it right now. I'm going to see how it tastes, see if it tastes like Hershey's syrup. It is dark, very dark. So this is I don't know, do you nose beer? Is that a thing you do? I'm not a huge beer drinker. I'll enjoy beer in the summertime, enjoy it with my family that wants to drink a beer, but I don't have all the knowledge that a lot of you do. Whoa. Okay. I wasn't sure exactly what to think. I was thinking, I know it's a porter, but with that color, I was thinking it was going to be stout, kind of have that like almost like an oatmeal stout, have that kind of real cereal flavor to it, heavy cereal grain. This is actually surprisingly light for the color, and I'm probably going to get comments like, "Oh yeah, of course it's a porter. That's it's not going to be as heavy with you," but you taste the chocolate. You taste it right there, like milk chocolate. It's kind of uncanny how chocolatey it tastes. I don't know what that process is like. Like I know that there's like milk stouts and coffee porters, things like that. Like, do they just straight up add chocolate, or is it something where they? Because it doesn't say, it just says with natural flavors. Like, are they have somebody with a little like grater and finely grating chocolate into the glass or into the production area? I don't know. It's see, Eric Smith says, I think you're supposed to drink the whole thing at once. Could be wrong. I don't know. Are you talking about with a beer? Yeah, I think that is. Or you mean like one of those? You know what? I really like this, actually. It's got enough chocolate in it that it's not like disgusting. It's not like you're drinking a Yoo-hoo that's not as milky. I don't know if that's the best way to put that, but it actually tastes pretty good, and it has enough chocolate and not like a bitter dark chocolate or something, like a straight up milk chocolate that makes me like it. I'm going to grab this Eagle Rare back and see if that adjusts my flavor profile at all, having that beer. Oh, you know what? This is going to be fun. Here's what I'm going to do. This is called science. Pour a little bit of that. How bad do you think this is going to be? Let's take bets. All right, here we go. Get back on me. This looks disgusting. This looks like one of those funky decanters that got air and oxidization because it's cloudy, nasty looking. But it smells like some bad chemical reaction happened doing that. I don't recommend this. It smells like a did you ever get, like, as a kid, catch like tadpoles and put them in pond water? It smells like that. It smells like pond water. That was a terrible idea. I mean, you had to, though. They're both here. So I think that was maybe a terrible idea, but you had to. So I would drink this. Andrew West says, is it chocolate malt? I don't know. It doesn't say chocolate malt. It does say porter with natural flavors, and it's boldly proclaiming that is the Hershey's. Here, I'll do the second camera here so you can see. It's boldly proclaiming it is Hershey's chocolate porter. So, I mean, are you asking, do you think it's a just in name only, or it doesn't taste like chocolate malt like I would think. Like, it tastes like milk chocolate, which I feel like is not necessarily what chocolate malt tastes like. So I don't know, though. There are definitely more beer heads out there than me. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I'm just going to nurse this dark as sin beer. Like, I've got lights coming down. I'm holding it up. Nothing is going through this. There's no light penetration at all, which is crazy. Like, you'd think it would kind of illuminate the glass a little bit. Nothing. It's just sitting there. I was thinking also this would be something that you could only have half of, like the Goose Island stouts. That's a really good example for me because I think that those have a really good flavor. I think they're super cool, super unique. I appreciate what they are. I appreciate people that love them. But for me, I can only have a few sips of it. So it's a waste. Like I was able to get a few from our buddy Tarak down at Elixir in Spring Hill. And I ended up, like, Grease loves them. So I ended up actually giving the ones I'd bought from Tarak to Grease because Grease will drink them. I wanted to do the whole, like, keep one for a year and age it because they apparently do something different in the bottle. I don't know enough about it to really appreciate it. But also, I've tried to drink a whole one. I can't. It's just too heavy. It's too much going on. It's delicious, but, I mean, whiskey sits light. You can have a good amount of whiskey and it may affect you, but it sits light on you. You don't feel like, oh, that's so much whiskey. Like, having one of those Goose Island stouts is intense. It's an experience. It's a meal. This does not taste like that. This does not have that same sit heavy on you thing. Now, I couldn't have multiple of these. I think the flavor and the intensity, I think that one is fine. It's sufficient, but I'm going to finish this and feel fine about it. Like, it's not going to make me feel kind of disgusting or whatever. I wonder what the percent alcohol is on this. Because I don't, like, you have to disclose that, right? On beer? This may be, watch this be like non-alcoholic. Because it doesn't say. I'm looking. No. It does not say. I mean, so I'm guessing, since it doesn't say 5%, I don't know. Could someone look that up and put it in the chat? I really don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so Kevin's wondering if it was just a co-branding thing. I would normally say probably, but it does taste like milk chocolate. Like, I've had chocolate stouts and stuff that aren't that milk chocolate, that sweet chocolate, and this doesn't taste like cocoa. This tastes like Hershey's chocolate. So, and it does say with natural flavors, so that's what I'm working off of. But I have no idea. There's no percent alcohol on that at all. It's good, though. Let's see. A good amount of you watching. Been going for a little bit. Y'all got any questions? You have anything? Did you have a good Christmas? Let me show you a couple things I did get. I did get this for Christmas from my sister. I'll give a little plug to this company because it's super cool. So she gave me some leather coasters that have the podcast on them. I'll put them on this shot. Let's see. See that? It's pretty sharp. But it's leather, has our logo on it, and it says it's from Form Function Form in Orlando, Florida. That's where my sister's from. And it's cool. It's like high quality leather. It's Horween leather. So I like that because it's sometimes you get you don't know if you're getting just like scrap leather or what, but it's actual Horween leather, designed and handmade in Orlando, Florida. Came in this little bag. I got 4 of them. Came in a little bag, and it says, do not handle with care. We can take it. We use top-grade components to create meticulously crafted, unique designs made to last and patina gracefully. Horween leather's long heritage of premium quality and matchless beauty are the backbone of our design. So it looks like they use Horween for all their stuff. I haven't looked up the company yet, but it's called Form Function Form out of Orlando, Florida. And I really like them. Like I said, this is they're in the studio now, has the podcast logo on it. So it's cool. She got that done. And yeah, so I love it. I'm very pleased with that. That was a good Christmas gift. Good surprise, not something I was expecting to get. I like that kind of present. Anything whiskey related, coasters, leather, all those things are good Christmas presents. I'm also drinking out of a Solo Cup clear Christmas edition. This is limited, folks. You can't just walk into a Kroger and get these. Like you gotta get there early in the morning, Black Friday, to get the Christmas edition Solo Cups. I mean, these are the kind you put in the dishwasher and reuse. Solid. Let's see. So I'm looking over, my computer's down here. That's where I've got the stuff. I would normally look down at my phone, but that's what this secondary shot is actually my iPhone. So it is in different purpose tonight. So can't necessarily, and you can see I'm right here, kind of peeling back the curtain a little bit, revealing how the sausage is made. But that is a thing. That's why I'm looking down here at my computer every once in a while, check the chat, see what you guys are saying. But I did see, it says 4.7 is what our buddy Ian up in Canada said was the percent alcohol on the Hershey's Porter. I would say buy. I'm a buy on that. I think it's an interesting pour. It's a good beer, and you can buy singles of beer. Probably not going to cost you too much. I don't know if it's outside of the state of Pennsylvania, though. That'd be interesting to find out, because it was sent to us by our buddy Eric, who is in Pennsylvania. Obviously, the Yuengling Hershey's connection, both close. I believe they're both in western Pennsylvania. I don't know my Pennsylvania geography too well, but I know that there's Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, and I think those are on opposite ends of the state. But they're saying 4.7%. Now, is that Canadian percent or American? Could be different. I don't know if we use the same percentage method. But let's see. Oh, okay, so Cody, he went to some record stores that I suggested in the Nashville area. He went to Luna in the Factory, and then Grimey's, which is a Nashville institution. Used to be off 8th Avenue, but now it is moved to East Nashville, I believe. So both two good record stores. If you're looking to find some vinyl in town, I recommend you go get the Wild Feathers vinyl. One of our listeners and good friends, Clint, he ordered the Wild Feathers vinyl of the Medium Rarities, the record they just put out, and it came in a golden ticket that puts him on the Wild Feathers guest list for life, which is pretty cool. So he, when live music opens back up, he's going to be going to see some Wild Feathers because he's on the guest list, which is pretty cool. So I love that that was a listener of the show, and he got that after Brett was on, and pretty cool. I think there were only 2 of them. I don't know if the other has been found or claimed yet. So you may want to go check that out if you want to get lifetime guest list of the Wild Feathers. Let's see. Brandon Rice got a bourbon journal. He's excited about that. I love writing, take notes on things with bourbon as you're tasting, so you can remember, revisit, see how your taste change, things like that. When you compare it, what you had around it, that type of stuff. It's a fun practice to have. Okay, so Andrew S. wants to know about fantasy football this weekend. So we have a podcast, Virtual Barn Night League. So if you don't know what Virtual Barn Night is, that is a Patreon level that we have where you can, basically, we do a Barn Night, which is a specific episode of the show. We do Barn Nights every once in a while. But Virtual Barn Night is when we all get together and hang out on typically a Zoom call, some sort of video chat with listeners, with friends, and share drinks. We also have Town Hall, which is a wider version of that as well. and virtual bar night gets more, and yada yada. So, but those are up at patreon.com/the podcast. But we had a virtual barn night fantasy league, and Andrew and Ian are currently our two Canadians are duking it out for the championship in one division of our league. And then I am in the championship game with our buddy Brandon Waitkus. And I thought I was going to do very well. I was projected to win the whole time, and Drew Brees, with his fall apart performance, only getting me 10 points. Looks like I'm going to lose the championship by a couple points. It's going to be a nail biter. Going to be close. Stephon Diggs has been my one of my favorite people to draft in fantasy for years now. I think he's always underrated and always overperforms. It's one of those players that you can consistently put in your lineup and know that he's going to get a few more points than the projection, I feel like. And so that's why I like to have him. And he is one of my final players to go. So if he has like a just lights out night, I could still pull it out. But I don't think I will, because I typically don't have that good of luck when it comes to that stuff. So Oxford, Alabama family says hello, and sipping Rock Hill Farms 100 proof. So that's my Uncle Will, and he went into an Oxford, Alabama liquor store today, and I'm beating myself up over this because I don't think I've ever really gone into the liquor stores in Oxford, Alabama, because you don't typically think about Alabama having good stuff to find on the shelves. It's a control state. The state typically keeps a lot of that for themselves, so the shops, they have their big lottery. But he walked in and sent me pictures today that he had, what did he have? He had Elmer T. Lee. He got a E.H. Taylor Straight Rye. He got a 1792 Sweet Wheat, and he got a Rock Hill Farms, which is pretty remarkable. One, to walk into a place to get those all at retail, but to have all of those in the same store sitting there. Like I said, I'm kicking myself for not exploring the Oxford liquor store scene a little bit more. That's Oxford, Alabama, small town off I-20, about halfway between Atlanta and Birmingham. So, but now I've just given it away, so I'm never going to find it, because like Cody's going to go raid the liquor store there. Let's see. We got a few other people coming on. I'm going to probably wrap this up here in a minute. Go watch a show or something. Have another pour of whiskey. But like I said, if you're just joining us, I'm going to show you what I had tonight, and you can go back and watch it later. But we had the Eagle Rare store pick from Red Dog Wine and Spirits in Franklin, Tennessee. It just came out. Delicious. And I had this Yuengling Hershey's chocolate porter. Like I said, this is something I would never typically pick up and try, but I'm glad our friend Eric sent it. So thank you, Eric. And I think it's really good. I would encourage people to go try that. I think it's really interesting. Not what I was expecting, and not a bad winter night beer. And like this, as always, you know I love Eagle Rare, so I'm never going to tell you not to buy it. Go pick one of these up if you can. Always look for single barrel selects of Eagle Rare. They're always good. This one's a great one. Really like it. It's a buy as well. If you're in the Franklin area, I think they're putting some more out on their shelves probably this week. So once the Bourbon Club wraps up she held some back for the Bourbon Club, but I know that not all of those were taken. So go check it out. If you don't know anything about the podcast, you just stumbled upon this. It's a podcast I do with my buddy, The Grease. We sit around, laugh a lot, drink a lot, talk about whiskey. Go check it out at thepodcast.com. What else? Let's see. Follow us on Instagram at the podcast. Subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell so you get notifications, because I come on here, do these fresh cracks every once in a while. Try to do a weekly show telling you kind of the news and headlines in the world of whiskey in the week. I call that Will's Week in Whiskey, so I'll have one up here shortly. And then Grease, I'm going to try to get doing some more YouTube stuff too. So go ahead and subscribe. Going to be a lot more coming. You'll like it. But that's pretty much it. Thank you all for listening, and I'm going to sign off here and go have a pour of whiskey. I don't know what I'm going to have, but we'll see.